Hi church, hope you're all doing okay. My name's Paige and I'm bringing the devotion for today. We're going to be looking at Luke 22 verse 39 to 44 if you'd like to follow along. So it says, Jesus went out as usual to the Mount of Olives and his disciples followed him. On reaching the place he said to them, "Pray that you will not fall into temptation." He withdrew about a stone's throw beyond them, knelt down and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." An angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him, and being in anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. And the first thing that I want to bring from this verse is that, and point out, is that I actually take great comfort from the fact that Jesus was man and went through suffering as well. So with this pandemic going on, he knows exactly what it is to go through suffering. He knows how you're feeling. He felt anxious, he felt fearful, and it's okay to feel those feelings. He actually went through the ultimate suffering, but that just means that he's the ultimate example of what to do when we're going through these circumstances. And what he did was withdraw from everyone around him and actually spend time with God, and just pray to him and just cry out to him and just say exactly as he's feeling. So that's the first thing I want to say, is that in this circumstance, we can actually look to Jesus, take comfort that he was man, he went through all this, he knows exactly how you're feeling, and to withdraw and just pray to God. And then the second thing is that I just want to look at the actual prayer that he prayed. So if we look at verse 42, it says, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." And that's actually a really difficult prayer to pray, because it's actually the first half, yes, is pouring your heart out and saying how you feel, what you want to see as an outcome from something. Or even in other translations, it says, if there's another way, Jesus is actually saying, if there's another way, can we do that? But then he says, "But not my will, but yours be done." So he recognizes that God's will is so much more important and big, and the bigger picture. And he knows what is actually best for us. So, when he did pray, it's like, this is what I want and this is what I can see. But I trust your will and I trust you ultimately of the outcome of it. And then the third thing is that, which is my favorite part, is it says in verse 43, an angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him. And it's just really interesting that God didn't take away the suffering. He heard Jesus's cries, and he didn't take it away. But what he did is that he sent angels around him to strengthen him and give him what he needed to get through. And so many times in life, we'll be going through something. He doesn't promise us that we won't suffer, but he does say that he will be there with us. There's a very Christianese saying that God won't give you something that you can't handle. But I'd like to add to that and say God won't give you something that you can't handle together with him. And in the Message translation of 1 Corinthians 10:13, it says, "No test or temptation that comes your way is beyond the course of what others have had to face. All you need to remember is that God will never let you down. He'll never let you be pushed past your limit, and he'll always be there to help you come through it." So take heart, church, that whatever you're going through, Jesus went through it as well. And he is telling us to cry out to God, let him know how you're feeling, but ultimately trust that God has your life and the bigger purpose and the bigger picture in his hands. But he will give you the strength, the motivation, the comfort, whatever it is. He will give you what you need to get through this as well. So as we enter the Easter weekend, happy Good Friday, by the way, let's just turn our eyes on Jesus and what he did, and just remember the suffering that he went through, but also to not focus on what's going on in our life right now, which is so big, but at the same time we have a bigger hope, and the bigger picture is in God's hands. And so let's just focus on that through this Easter weekend. So I hope you feel comforted and encouraged by that. Happy Easter, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.